Oh, dear God. Oh, no, no, no. Hello there, Nate Jackson, Criterion Collector, reviewer guy of all sorts of places and peoples and punks. Number 191, Derek Jarman's Jubilee. Oh, no, 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 no. This was, I'm just gonna write out and tell you this. I didn't like this one very much. It wasn't that great. Probably one of my least favorite that we've seen this season. It's right up there with Contempt, and I'll probably, I don't know. I mean, we've still got 9 more to go, so there may be even a worse one than Jubilee. But for now, Jubilee is, I didn't like it, which is sad because I'm familiar with some of Derek Jarman's work, mostly his videos with the Pet Shop Boys, and I quite like those. They show me that I remember they're very extravagant, very outlandish style, which I saw in Jubilee, so I thought, okay, this is what he's kind of about. But I don't know. It was just kind of hard to I was just not feeling this one really. It just, and it wasn't the punk thing, because I love punk music from what I've heard. I really dig it, from what I've heard, most of the Sex Pistols and the Clash and kind of, mostly more of the popular things, but also more obscure, rarer bands like the Dead Boys and all that. So it's really cool, really cool music. I just don't think there was enough music in this. But yeah, anyway. 1977, 106 minutes. Let's talk about this. So we got the Queen Elizabeth I. She is, in the 16th century, I think, and she is, she asks to look at in the future, and this impish character Ariel, who's I think from Shakespeare The Tempest, comes and shows her the future, and in the future, I guess it's this post-apocalyptic England that's like Law and Order has been basically done away with, and it's everybody's free to do what they want, sort of, and punk is the world, is the word too. And we focus on this group of punks, led by this woman named Bod, I think, who's played by Jenny Rudiker, who's the same actress who plays the Queen. And Bod is the leader of these punks, these punk girls. There's Mad, who's this short-haired, orange short-haired, kind of like anarchist kind of girl. Amyl Nitrate, who's the school teacher and sings this disco-esque version of Rule Britannica. Chaos, who has the word chaos written on her face. And other characters. Let's see, who else was there? Krabs, who is like kind of the sex pot of sorts. And then Viv, whose 2 sons, Angel and Sphinx, are incestuous homosexual lovers. And yeah, so they're all kind of just wreak havoc on England, basically. Oh, and then there's this guy, who's probably one of my favorite characters, Borgia Ginst, who was like this publicist or like this record producer or something like that. And he's the character that I saw the most. Okay, this is what I see Derek Jarman, here in this guy. He's very extravagant, very out there. This is very, very, very just acting, basically. And and there's Adam Ant. Adam Ant's in this movie, and he is one of the very few things that this movie has going for it, is seeing a very young Adam Ant, long before, I think, actually right when the Adam and the Ants started, or right around the time Adam and the Ants were beginning, one of their earliest performances in the film. And I think this is long before, Goody Two Shoes or Desperate But Not Serious, all the early '80s stuff, that most people know him for. So yeah, it's really cool to see him. He plays this guy called the Kid, and he's like this, nobody who's trying to be a punk star, and I think Borgia signs him on. Yeah, so throughout the film, Queen Elizabeth is, viewing all this. She actually gets transported forward into the world we see. And so she wanders around and just comments on everything she sees. And I guess Bod kills the queen, and she sees her, her future heir, like dead and all that. And Sphinx and, throughout the film, there's a lot of just death and destruction. Sphinx and Angel are killed by these 2 police officers, and so Viv comes back crying, and so Bod and Angel, Bod and Mad and Chaos, I think, go kill, or maybe it's Amel and Mad, I don't remember, but Mad was in it, and they kill a police officer, and she starts crying, and yeah, it's just a mess. It's a really big mess of a film. I couldn't get into it, and I think it's probably because of just how misstructured the movie was. It should have followed it should have had a better timeline. Should have had a better ending. I think it ends with Borgia taking taking Crabs to this like camp where he tries to get her a recording contract, and then we see Queen Elizabeth and her sideman like spitting poetry or waxing poetic on everything, and that's it. It's At this point, I would like to read you the open letter. Vivienne Westwood, the famous fashion designer, wrote an open T-shirt to Derek Jarman after seeing Jubilee, and made a shirt with like her writing her response to the movie. And I read it and thought, I want to read this to you guys, just because sure you can read it on your own, but I wanted to just take a couple minutes and read this to you, because I don't agree with everything she says in this letter, but and I'm reading on my phone, but I still thought it was interesting enough. I thought it was. I kind of just felt it. I felt something reading this letter, so I thought I'd read this to you. So yeah, this is a shirt that let's see if I can pull this up. Yeah, that's the shirt right there, and I wonder if they make men's, because I wouldn't mind wearing it. But anyway, all right. So this is the shirt. It says, "Open T-shirt to Derek Jarman for Vivienne Westwood Jubilee. I had been to see it once and thought it the most boring and therefore disgusting film I had ever seen. I went to see it again, for after all, hadn't you pointed your nose in the right direction? Rather than I deal with spectacular crap as other filmmakers do, you had looked at something here and now of absolute relevance to anybody in England with a brain still left, let's call it soul. I first tried very hard to listen to every word spoken in the flashbacks to Eliz 1. What were you saying, Eliz? This vision exceedeth by far all expectation. Such an abstract never before I spied." And so she went on, "Fal de re la lulale de day." And John Dee spoke poetry according to Time Out, those old leftovers from a radio program involving a panel of precocious sixth-formers called Cabbages and Kings, whose maturity concerns being rather left from a position of safety. Though even now I can remember no distinguishing phrase from amongst the drone, only the words "down, down, down, right on." And Ariel, who flashed the sun in a mirror and considered a diamond had great contact lenses, consider the world's diversity and worship it. By denying its multiplicity, you deny your own true nature. Equality prevails not for God's sake, but for man's sake. Consider that. What an insult to my virility. I am punk, man, and as you use the values you give to punks as a warning, am I supposed to see old Elizabeth's England as some state of grace? Well, I'd rather consider all that grand stuff and looking at diamonds as something to do with the gay, which you are, boys, love of dressing up and playing at charades. Does he have a cock between his legs, or doesn't he? kind of thing. As to the part about the near future, there were 2 good lines in it. Adam, kid. I don't care about the money, I just don't want to get ripped off. Funny. And Angel or Sphinx to Adam. Don't sign up, etc. Life is more exciting on the streets. Accepted that no one would want any dealings with cliched figment of your fantasies, Borgia against. What did the streets have to offer? Well, then they pinched a car to go visit a nutter with a garden of plastic flowers. Then they went to the roof of a tower block to give off the kind of simplistic spiel Alf Garnett, or rather Mick Jones of The Clash, gives out. Is that your comment about the street? What good? The low-budget independent using friends non-equity aspect. Good that the non-equity members weren't required to act but allowed PTO to say their lines as if reading from a little book inside their head, because what happened by result of this acting, as against non-acting ability, was that the performances depended for strength upon how much humanity the people behind the role possessed. Thus Jordan and Helen were good, whereas Jenny Rudiker's mediocrity of spirit bludgeoned through. Albeit these aspects of your approach and style were anarchical. I am not interested in however interestingly you say nothing. The Rule Britannica Eurovision Song Contest was good because you said something. Nationalism is vile, and Liz 2 is a commercial contract, just like E1. An anarchist must say, trust yourself. It's the place to start. But self-indulgence is not the answer. You have to be brave, and you are only a little. You have to cut the crap and not the cheese and chuck out. Ugh, for instance, those Christian crucifixion fixations. Sex is not frightening, honest. The pervasive reek of perverse and esoteric artiness, the delight in degradation and decay simply for its beauties when stylized. An irresponsible movie. Don't remember punk this way. All quoted from Chris Brazier's in Melody Maker, she means. But I ain't insecure enough, nor enough of a voyeur to get off watching a gay boy jerk off through the titillations of his masochistic tremblings. You pointed your nose in the right direction than you wanted. It was even more boring than Uncle Tom Don Lett's even lower budget film. And yeah, that's basically it. So yeah, I thought that was kind of interesting, and I'm gonna end it there. I'll leave the rest of it to you. Basically, I just didn't like this film, and I will no doubt get comments on this, so feel free to chew me out and tell me I'm wrong, but for now, I'm giving it a D. I'm gonna give it a D. The only reason I'm not giving a D- or F is for 2 reasons. 1, Adamant, and 2, Brian Eno did the soundtrack. Brian Eno can save anybody, basically. So yeah, I'll give it a D. Right? Am I gonna give this a D? Yeah, I'm gonna give it a D. Yeah, I'll give it a D. Alright, supplements. 37-minute documentary, Jubilee, A Time Less Golden, which talked about Jarman and Jubilee and had some of the stars. Jenny Rudiker played Liz 1 and all that. Toya Wilcox, who played Mad, and production designers, filmmakers, and all that. And had some Super 8 film clips from the film and all that. There's some scrapbooks that shows like costume design and stills and Polaroids and all that. And talks about, I guess they were talking, there's a discussion about the title of the film too. It was originally going to be called High Fashion, a anarchic comedy about sex and punk or something like that, and all that. So, and then there's a trailer which basically says more, says everything you need to see know about the film. And yeah, I didn't like this one. I'm sorry. D. Jubilee. Ugh. Alright, I'm glad that's over with. Alright, so that's it for today. Tomorrow, coup de grace. And yeah, I really wish I could have found the DVD, but we're gonna do a VHS today. Let's see. Hopefully the VHS is in good working order. Yeah, no rattling, so yeah, it looks complete. And yeah, this will be our first. This will be our second VHS tape reviewing since Night Porter, I believe. Yeah. And then actually, you know what? And we're gonna change things up again because I just remembered my schedule is opened up Wednesday mornings now. So Wednesday, expect qua de orfebres, or however you say it. We will do this Wednesday. So that Thursday, we will do Il Posto. And then next Wednesday, probably next Wednesday or next Thursday, we'll do I Fidanzati. And wait a minute, 192, 193, 194. Yeah, I Fidanzati is 195. And then next Sunday will be, and then 2 Sundays from now, we'll do, what is it? God, what's the name of it? Not Night and Fog. Hiroshima Mon Amour. And then Monday will be Night and Fog. And then Tuesday will be Ali Fears the Soul. Wednesday will probably be Schizopolis. And then Honeymoon Killers. And that'll probably be it. We probably may do it 3 Thursdays, not this Thursday, not next Thursday, but Thursday after that. We may be totally done. We'll be done with the season, then it's time to get on with this friggin' showdown, because, oh man, that's going to take a while. It may take me a while to get all the DVDs from the library that I need to get, because I want to showcase them all, as many as possible. Yeah, so, anyway, that's it for me. Thank you for watching. Don't kill people. Don't asphyxiate people, and, while they're having sex with people, And, I don't know. Don't shoot people. I don't know what to say. What can you say about this movie and the morals? Anyway, yeah, that's it. Thank you for watching, and we will see you tomorrow for Coup de Grace. And until then, goodbye.